Got some bad news for you. You're fucking done, son. It's over. Please hit the gym. Please hit the gym, and the pH needs to be balanced as well.
I've been drinking. Can't keep your eyes up right now.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to Jay Larone Presents. I am your host, Jay Larone. You guys, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, share. It helps the channel grow. We're going to get into this video. If you guys haven't heard about the IronHeart, which is a, I guess, spinoff from Iron Man, I guess. The girl, Riri Williams, who is a 19-year-old, I was a child prodigy, right? She, if you don't know the back history of her, she went to MIT at the age of 15. She reverse engineered the Tony Stark's Iron Man suit. They introduced her in Wakanda Forever. But yeah, so now the new IronHeart series or movie that just came out, looks like that's it. Season 1 is done. There's not going to be a season 2. And the character Riri Williams, which her name I think is Dominique Thorne, that's her real name, Dominique Thorne. She plays Riri Williams, and she's kind of upset about that because I think of the LGBTQ and all that, saying that people don't like the show because of the LGBTQ implications that are in the movie, because they do have a character, I think by the name of Sloth or Slob or whatever. This LGBTQ person is like the hacker, but we're going to get into the video so you guys can get a good glimpse of what's going on. All right, I found this on the internet, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, fair use, and let's go.
Natalie AI thing seems utterly preposterous and ridiculous, and even for an MCU show, I'm finding it to be a little bit of a bridge too far to go. The Heist crew, all lame. Every single one of them, all lame.
Going out there from the media that you are just a racist if you don't like IronHeart. The reason it's getting this backlash, the reason it's getting bad reviews, the reason that fans don't like what they see, it's just because all the damn racists out there.
There is also way too much focus on the LGBTQ community by the fandom in a negative manner, and it just needs to go away, I think, for a healthy story to grow, and for Riri to really share her limelight with fans.
And so in this, I'm not sure what they're meant to be, because this character isn't to be confused with Slog.
Slug, our hacker extraordinaire.
Who is also the exact opposite in the same show. I'm really confused.
IronHeart is dead on arrival, and deep down, we all knew it. It's not just another forgettable Marvel spin-off. It's the poster child for everything that's gone wrong with Disney's storytelling. You can smell the factory glue still drying on it. IronHeart isn't a show. It's a checkbox manifesto. There's no passion behind it, no audience begging for it, no creative soul pumping through its circuits. It's Marvel's hollowest attempt yet to bottle up a buzzword and sell it as legacy.
And if you think about it, like they said, nobody was actually calling for IronHeart. Like I said, they introduced IronHeart in Wakanda Forever, but other than that, it wasn't a big push to get IronHeart out there for people to watch like that. So yeah, you could tell it was just something they just said, hey, we want y'all to look at this, and this is going to be the next big thing. That was the whole push behind this IronHeart.
And it's failing hard.
Yeah, and it's like the real Tony Stark. It's like back somehow, and there's like a moment where she's flying through, and he's like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I'm IronHeart, Mr. Stark." And he's like, "I like that girl." And then he like goes to do something else. Like that would be like the level of something that I think would possibly happen.
This isn't a hot take. It's the natural endpoint of Disney's industrial DEI machine, churning out content that confuses visibility with depth and identity with character. They're not building stories anymore. They're assembling templates and praying a social media echo chamber will do the rest. And IronHeart? IronHeart is what happens when a billion-dollar studio tries to birth an icon without ever asking the audience if they wanted one.
It deserves your attention. IronHeart deserves your attention. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, they are desperate to get people to watch this damn show. And after I did my reaction, I kept getting, hey, it wasn't that bad. I just watched it. Hey, I just watched the first 3 episodes. It wasn't that bad.
But don't worry. Bob Iger says it's a success. We'll get to that. Because what's
Yeah, they'll keep telling y'all that it's a success. They'll keep telling y'all it's trending, but it actually not. I've heard so many people talk about this IronHeart saying that it's trash. I watched I watched the 6 episodes, right? And from what I understand, the first 3 episodes were written by a black woman. The second 3 episodes were written by a black woman. 2 different black women wrote the 6 episodes, right? And yeah, it is this lady, Riri, MIT student, gets kicked out of MIT for violating school policies, right? Selling stuff that she shouldn't be selling. You know what I'm saying? Selling tests or some shit like that she was selling. And then she gets kicked out, goes home, and becomes a thief, right? With the Iron Man suit. Becomes a thief, and then she strikes a deal with the devil. That dude Mephisto. She strikes a deal with the devil in order to get her best friend, who was deleted in a drive-by, right? Her best friend, she somehow brought her friend back as an AI, right? What's her name? Natalie. She brought her best friend Natalie back as an AI, and somehow the AI Natalie got deleted because she wrecked her suit. Her suit got destroyed. Right, she built a new Iron Man suit with the help of magic. The magic and the suit, so they needed a power source for the suit, right? So they used magic to power up the suit, and the AI and the magic couldn't coexist, right? They weren't compatible. So the AI of Natalie got deleted. So now Riri is all mad because her best friend, who was killed in a drive-by, is no longer an AI. But she's gone for good. So she strikes a deal with the devil, with Mephisto, in order to bring Natalie back. Go make that make sense. But that's basically what happened in the show. For you guys, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But like I said, it's only 1 season, so it is what it is. All right. So that's basically what's going on with this. And then they throw in, like they said, the LGBTQ, the wokeisms, and all that. And that's been Disney's problem, MCU. That's been their problem for quite so many years now. They throwing in all this wokeism, and it's messing up a lot of shows. The Marvels, Captain Marvel, all that just trash now because of this woke agenda that MCU is trying to promote.
traveling behind the scenes is somehow more ridiculous than what's on screen. So buckle up. This is the autopsy of IronHeart, and the cause of death, manufactured relevance. To understand just how far off the rails IronHeart went, we need to start at the source. Riri Williams, a character introduced in Marvel Comics during a time when the publisher was knee-deep in rebooting legacy heroes with new faces. Not out of narrative necessity, but to chase headlines. Riri wasn't built up over years like Peter Parker or even Kamala Khan. She was dropped in as a 15-year-old genius who reverse-engineered Tony Stark's suit in her dorm room. A premise that should have been compelling had it not been so rushed and hollow.
IronHeart is the biggest L of Marvel of all time. The reactions are just spectacular. Supposedly smarter than Tony Stark. bites an electric wire, sells her soul to gain magic powers, uses new powers to steal. What did the writers mean by this? Smoke detector beeps.
Her comic run? Cancelled. Not because of trolls, not because of gatekeepers, but because nobody was buying it. It wasn't some conspiracy of toxic fandom or fragile masculinity. It was indifference, the kind that stings more than hate. People just didn't care. There was no investment, no organic fan base crying out for more. But instead of learning from that failure, Marvel Studios doubled down. They didn't nurture Riri into the MCU. They airdropped her into Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, a film already overstuffed with its own ideas. No development, no emotional hook. Just, here's the new Iron Man. Deal with it. It was corporate creation at its peak, born from a boardroom, not a story. And now they've built an entire show around her, expecting everyone to cheer like it's the second coming of Tony Stark.
Ironheart is practically unwatchable. Toot toot, Jerry laughs. Yes, there is an alphabet character.
Yeah, and that's the person, I think they said the name is Slug. That's the hacker. Yeah, that one.
They admit Ironheart sucks, but look, they're getting ready to blame you for it because you're a racist. Yeah. Ironheart fulfills low expectations with weak narrative, poorly written characters, and dull action.
But here's the truth. You can't force legacy. You earn it. And Marvel skipped the part where audiences actually connect with the character. Enter Dominique Thorne, the actress tasked with bringing Riri Williams to life. And while she may have talent, no amount of acting can fix a script that gives you cardboard to work with.
And you got to think about it. When they introduced Tony Stark as Iron Man, they showed Tony damn near being killed out there in the desert, right? The hole in his chest, and you know what I'm saying? And him and some other dude in a cave basically built the Iron Man suit. I think it was that other Russian, you know what I mean? And the Russians actually saved Tony Stark's life by putting that Tesseract that in his chest. Basically what it was a Infinity Stone. They put, you know what I'm saying, remnants of some Infinity Stone in his chest in order to pull the shrapnel away from his heart. And you saw Tony go from being just, you know, the philanthropist or whatever, the businessman who makes all these damn missiles and shit, to Iron Man. He made this, like I said, the way he constructed that suit, you saw that. You saw he went from that to basically to where he's at now. You know what I mean? So there was no character development for Riri. There was a bunch of character development for Tony Stark and Iron Man, but you just saw this chick Riri being at MIT and reverse engineering a Iron Man suit. I mean, it's crazy.
Her portrayal of Ironheart feels less like a character and more like a mouthpiece, rattling off one-liners about oppression, privilege, and systemic injustice like she's reading from a Tumblr thread. There's no emotional depth, no nuance, no real personality. She's smart because the script insists she is.
And why she's frustrated. That's how I feel watching her interviews.
How do you feel about the impact that she's having on young Black girls? And I'm going to be completely honest, on Black women.
You know, this is yet another area that's getting vibrant. It's getting full in the way that it should be.
Not because the audience sees it unfold naturally. And when criticism inevitably poured in, not about her race, not about her gender, but about the lack of development or relatability, how did she respond? Not by reflecting, not by improving the craft or engaging fans in good faith. No, instead she jumped to the scorched earth approach. If you don't like Ironheart, you must be sexist or racist. This tired deflection doesn't just hurt the show, it damages legitimate conversations.
And this is what they always do. And you hear what the woman said, it messes up genuine conversations. You can't have a genuine conversation when, if you don't like this, you gotta be this. If I don't like, it's just like when you're having these conversations with these women. If you don't like a woman who wear a weave, you gotta be gay. If you don't like a woman who has kids, you gotta be a misogynist. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? It's you don't like your mom. It's crazy, and this is the same thing. If you don't like Ironheart, You're racist. If you don't like Ironheart, you don't like LGBTQ. It's stupid. The show itself is not a good show. I mean, that's the case. A lot of people are saying, and because so many people are saying that they don't like it, they're automatically going to the racism part. You don't like it because you're racist. You don't like it because you're homophobic, and yada yada. It's crazy.
About diversity in media. It frames all critique as hate and all audiences as bad actors.
Yep.
When in reality, most fans just want good stories and compelling characters. Dominique Thorne had an opportunity to make Ironheart memorable, to connect with viewers and help shape a new legacy. Instead, what we got was defensive posture, social media spats, and a performance that felt like it was drowning under the weight of the message.
Does it defy the haters? Or is it another skippable series? It's always about you, right? It's always about the audience. It's amazing. It doesn't matter if it's the 2024 election or whether it's a Disney streaming product. It's always about like how evil is the actual voters? How evil are the audience?
Acting isn't about lecturing the audience.
Blame it on the
It's
audience.
about showing them something real. And Ironheart never even tried. Now,
If you don't like Ironheart, it's your fault. Not that they need to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out what the audience like. It's about what the audience likes, what the audience wants. They never did, dive into that. They never did try to get input from the audience. They just threw it out there and said, here, you got to like it. Like they threw Kamala Harris out there and said, here, you got to vote for her. Same thing.
let's talk about the man behind the curtain, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, or as some now mockingly call him, Bob Liger, thanks to his increasingly unbelievable PR spins. With Marvel's reputation spiraling and Disney Plus hemorrhaging subscribers, Iger seems less like a confident leader and more like someone in full-blown panic mode. Ironheart's failure hasn't triggered introspection or accountability. Instead, Iger's response is the corporate equivalent of putting fingers in his ears and shouting everything's fine. In a recent press release, he actually claimed the show was a wide success, ignoring abysmal ratings and dwindling fan interest.
There you have it. And that's what they do. That's what they do. They'll gaslight you and tell you that everything's fine, everybody's loving the show, the movie's doing well, but in reality it's not, right? It's just because they want to force these things on you. And that's exactly what they've been doing over the years with Disney, with a lot of these movies, man, especially in the MCU. They just be throwing these stuff out there and say, here, you got to watch it. Like I said, there's no nothing to where they go and try to figure out what the customer wants or what the audience wants. They want to tell you what you need to look at. This is how you should see it, right? I mean, as me, that's kind of like that socialism, Marxism, where they telling you this is what you should like, this is what you should want. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong on that. You guys, let me know what y'all think. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Jay Larone with Jay Larone Presents. You guys, please be good to yourselves. By all means, let's be good to one another. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? And also let me know in the comments what y'all, like I said, Marvel with this Ironheart. If you've seen it, drop some comments in there and let me know what y'all think about it. But yeah, but it's done. Basically, it's done. It's no season 2. Just going to be the 6 episodes from season 1, and that's the people have spoken, but the people don't know what they're talking about, according to, Dominique. It's y'all's fault. It ain't MCU's fault. It's the people's fault that it didn't survive. Okay, yeah. Just blame it on the people. All right, you guys, y'all be good, man. Have a good day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
naked. Got some bad news for you. You're fucking done, son. It's